Anyway, hi, I'm not redoing this intro at all. It's the first time I've said these things. The Stanley Parable's good, and I haven't played it in about 3 years or 5 years, whatever the Chivo amount was. And in my heart, I definitely got that achievement legitimately, but it hasn't popped up, and I'm a little sad right now. But it's a good game. Let's revisit it. I've only played this for 2 hours, apparently, and that's weird.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
What a big desk.
Stanley was happy.
Imagine having like a double L desk.
Something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Wonder what happens if you don't move the mouse after this point. If he sasses you about not moving the mouse at all. If not, I'd be a little surprised if they didn't have something like that. Oh, it's starting to sound like they didn't... Maybe they didn't do it. Oh, okay, I give up. I'll play the game, fine. If only I had feet. Are there any VR Stanley Parable, like, experiences? Because I would love that. A lot. I got a VR headset for Chip Cheese's birthday, and it's a blast. So you can't crouch and you can't jump in this game, by the way. I hate Mondays. But here's the first ending. I remember this part.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Yep, let's not do that. Yeah, I was almost excited for a counting sim, and then I realized it was Rick and Morty shit, and I was like, great. I'm allergic to Rick and Morty. I just don't want to do it. Oh, he's so fast. I forgot how fast he was. Big, long Stanley strides.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I like this guy's desk. His job is to sharpen pencils next to this lamp. That's what he does. I love the soulless, almost IKEA-like aesthetic with the yellow. Gotta... Oh, look at me. I'm up here now. There was an ending where you can climb out the window if you wedge yourself onto something. I mean, there's no jump, like I said, but there is like a way to climb out the window and get a whole, like, secret ending that's like, I bet you thought you were clipping out of the map, didn't you? I like work. I just hate my boss. Be my Valentine. Who gives someone a mug for Valentine's Day? Just boop it once. Got the input. Oh, they get a ladder. Jealous.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Well, we could. Or we couldn't. Let's follow the actual plot. Let's be good boys. Good Stanleys. Keep looking around if there's gonna be anything to look at. There isn't.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Do not alter without consulting. Whiteboard manager. Woof. Marketing Mondays. 8 bird. What to do about 432? Don't tell 432 about the meeting. Standardized graphs, not cost efficient. Synergize papers. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Ongoing. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Who moved my desk? Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. The boss appreciation minute. Why did we hire you? Right now, you're both of them. It takes 2 people to start a fight. Talk radio. Mitosis? Comatose. Clear skin, less air. Yeah, I want less air in the future. You spelled expectation wrong. VoidBurger, you're promoted. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive aggressively. Resent everybody.
Stood there doing nothing at all. He seems to think I have nothing better to do with my time than to sit around and describe every fascinating little detail of his inability to do anything. This is why Stanley and I are on such good terms.
Monetize free to play. Number of slides on this slide. Wow. I love the narrator in this, by the way. He's got such a soothing voice. He sounds gorgeous. Nice. I started at the perfect time then. The boss appreciation minute was the perfect time to start reading these slides. What is hot? Profits? Target demographic teenagers, colored in segment. Things? Money? Happy feeling? No, they don't want happy feelings. More money. Things, but with money to buy more things? Graphs about things and money. This is all good. What in the hell? Water cooler heaters. Alright, back to being good. Ignoring the broom closet, not gonna do that.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Actually doing the good boy run. Damn it.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Oh, fan art. Gotta pause for... Oh, okay. You're right. I did. You got me. Thank you. A good one was had, Fizzoos. Speedrunners, I think, just run here and just bash 2845, I guess. I love the paintings here. I'm the most expensive boss, carte blanche at Mont Blanc, and Sewage Lilies by Claude Money. Oh, what deeds, what dastardly deeds are afoot. Yeah, I got Joseph Joestar there, I did. You're right. I'm thoroughly japed.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay, I'm a good boy.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Television
What
screens.
secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
It's so average the way that it, like, actually, like, playing it normally is so strange because there's nothing subversive about this very plain story of, you know, mind control, jobs are bad, cubicle zombies.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh, so dramatic. If I stay here, does he sass me about, like, being so stunned I can't move or something? Nah. I got stuck on something.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
Never.
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Blind.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I'll do it. So 5 is over here. Isn't this like an impossible, like, puzzle or something? Yeah, like the game, like if you actually play it for realsies, is very I'm 14 and this is deep. And it's so great that it's not that.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
There you go. Yeah, short game.
And a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life holds, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
No. It'd be great if I could fall here. Aw. This is a weird spot to disobey. I don't know if I'm allowed to disobey past that point of hitting the button. I think hitting the button is the last disobeyal. Disobedience that you can do. Yeah, this is England as fuck, isn't it? This is England as fuck, isn't it? I want to see the building. I can't.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
The way that things were meant to happen. Oh, it's so hard to play it straight. It's really hard. That was every major branching point, I was extremely tempted to not do the good boy thing.
What could it mean?
What could it
Stanley
mean?
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Bad boy run. Time to be bad. Here it is.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Don't judge me. It looks like a crappy... it looks...
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Well, do these couches look like they were probably comfy when they were bought, and then they got all pancake thin with all the asses sitting on them over time? With the cushion.
Sat around waiting for more dialogue. When a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Is that really the last one, though? It's always almost 11:30. I guess that's it. Wish you could pick up... I wish there was physics in this game. I wish you could pick up mugs and, like, trash them. Break them like
At last,
Half-Life.
he had enough of the amazing room. The first open door on his left to get back to business.
So bad. So bad.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I just love the very poorly veiled, like, polite dissing of the player. I love how frustrated the narrator is.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Very powerful.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Speedrun.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
That's me, Stanley the Powerball.
Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I'm gonna not die this time.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
This...
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
I'll do it later.
The fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
No. We'll jump down there next time.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Wonder how long he can let it ring. Will he say stuff about it ringing? File.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
Why is it an electric
It
phone?
wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful
Oh, I forgot about this.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Goodness, it's for...
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. This time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. Not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
I forgot entirely about that video. Do you think that was the narrator putting on like a, what's it called, mid-Atlantic accent? More charts. Oh, this game's so good. Oh my god. Pretty sure that was him, right? Same guy, yeah. I'm just not used to British people doing good transatlantic, good American accents in general. Like, it's a decent accent he did there. And he also got so much more nasally, I didn't recognize him. Fencing me in, huh, buddy?
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
It's probably the best walking simulator I've ever played. Mid-Atlantic. Okay, I was right. You were wrong. I was right. Ah, this room again. Thank God. Ah, feels good to be back in this room.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Thought there was a shortcut I was allowed to take earlier.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
No! Just keep on doing it. Nope, still funky.
It's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Great, now I don't exist.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You cheated not only the story, but yourself.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Okay.
Behave exactly as Stanley would.
Yep. I gotta.
Responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
Well, let me try one more time.
Lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Just curious if it'll cut out at different time or
No!
something.
Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Okay, you have to do it.
Behave exactly as Stanley
No,
would.
I'm not loading save states. The game's doing that.
And always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
The narrator is safe scumming me.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Time for the broom closet ending. Oh. Some other time, I guess.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
This used to be downstairs. I don't think I'm allowed to go anywhere. My choice may have gotten removed. These doorknobs. The ivory doorknobs. Oh, yep. It's different. Forgot about that.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. The disbelief who orchestrated this, and he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
God, it says business strategy under it. Oh my god, that's freaking funny. Jesus. There's a dog up there.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Nope. Lovely white day outside.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step. Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story
can't do it now.
seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way?
Why?
Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
That's
Stanley.
me.
Hello? Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right?
story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. You understand me? Whatever it's just fine. There's nothing wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept what
Oh, jeez.
take that step
Thanks for
forward,
subbing.
please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. Okay. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do.
Aww.
Take as much time as you need.
And it just like lets you stay there. Whoop. Oh, I thought it just let you stay there for like eternity.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace? Its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper. Something darker.
Has the narrator for this done a let's play of this? That would be pretty
To
crazy.
get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I want to land on the scaffolding. That's what I want to do. Or
Stanley
answer
was
the
so bad at
phone.
following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Let's land on the scaffolding, maybe.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot.
Or, you know, let's answer the
I'm
phone.
not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Let's do the
I realize
phone.
that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you
Oh, what a game.
all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone
Yeah, I love this voice actor. He rarely shows up and stuff, but when I hear him, I freak out. I'm like, oh my god, it's the Stanley Parable narrator. Like, I love his voice so much.
Stanley, your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been
I don't
waiting.
know if he is in the beginner's guide. I don't think he is. That's all narrated by Davey Reedon, I think.
The one to do this.
Okay. This is like, I remember this being creepy.
Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now.
I forgot about that. There's a brick wall.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions.
Oh, we haven't found the adventure line yet.
And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Hey, wife. I love you.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I don't know if I can disobey that. Because it's the only thing I can do. Oh, I can't go out the door. It's completely blocked, and this one's blocked as well. There's no doors. Just gotta do it.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I
I hope you can't hear my neighbors playing loud music on my crappy mic that I have to use because the other mic is at volition right now. Ah! Oh no, it's not. Oh yes, I did play Terribly Cursed Emeralds. It was okay. The Roylandness kind of didn't do a thing. Didn't do it for me, the Roylandness. Would have been better without the Royland. Oh, there's phone ringing. Hello? Hello?
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
Yep. You're welcome. Yeah, I agree. Infinite butts, I agree. Just stream of consciousness, Kaufman-esque garbage. Oh, yes. Input. I keep inputting inside this thing. Yeah, it's just constant improv. I found out that Rick and Morty is actually mostly scripted and not very improv, and I'm just like, why are you scripting it to sound like bad improv? Why is that the choice? Unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, he's got two voices, Lemon Grab and Rick.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Still gotta fall on that,
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Lemon Grab was the height of Royland's goodness. I'm sad to say.
In this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness.
Aww.
Then the feeling went away, and he felt sad again.
No.
Then it came back, and lingered for a minute or two. Now it's only half there. Just a kind of, tingle.
No, this is writing.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I'll do it next time. So I just want to go on that
Stanley was so
thing.
bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong
Oh, is that the understanding?
Really, I'm not.
Is that what's going on there?
Investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
Watch this
but
cool
the fact
stunt.
is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Watch this cool stunt, everybody.
Someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Hop.
What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Oh, I love, that's such a funny take. Him going, what? Did you just... Ah. Cool routes that you can scoot into. So good. Oh no, I'm in trouble.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
No, I did not. I'm going through this door. That'd be great if that was an alternate choice.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Eh. Oh, the blue door's behind me.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do not think I put a lot of time into that, because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Oh, I forgot about
There
this.
we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Now you go on the left side? Oh.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
I'm neutral.
Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes? Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Whoa. Yes, the leaderboard! Oh, good old Neil. I wonder if that's accurate to something. Oh, it's so good. I would love if it actually used your Steam username. That that would be super duper funny. 98.9 of players are more attractive than Stanley. Oh my god. The hatred is so good. Okay, well, listen. I like that it's orange.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking
Yes.
through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Very. I want all the leaderboards.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Oh, is this what I think it is? Yeah!
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Oh god, it sounds so bad. One more. Okay, it's the last one.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you had babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single
Yes,
thing that
people
might
have done
improve
this.
experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable.
There have been people that played that
Was
for
awful.
4
I'm gonna
hours.
play someone else's game just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Oh, wow. You do get an achievement for trying longer. Yeah!
Well, Stanley, is this any better?
I forgot.
At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here. No, here. Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes. It's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
No, I won't do that either. I don't think he has a thing for that, maybe, though. Minecraft was always such a fucking ugly game. Oh my god. Fine, he's not gonna say anything. Hey guys, it's your girl VoidBurger. Yeah, I'm definitely playing Minecraft right now. It's my house.
Grand. Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Yeah, this game was created by nobody.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
No.
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Oh, man. This game is too amazing. Yes. Right. I forgot. Oh.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I...
Still can't jump.
Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Oh, I want to replay Portal. Portal's so good. Oh.
It's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
Ooh, it's a puzzle. Oh my god.
Genius. No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you...
Oops. Oh my god. I would love to hear the Stanley Parable narrator do that, but for all of Portal, that would be the best Let's Play I can... basically that I can imagine at all. Well. Not a lot to do. Not just the narrator playing it. Ah, there's fan art of the intended ending. Oh. Oh no. I woke up in Skyrim. It's terrible. Oh my goodness, my neighbors with the bassy music. Holy crap. Can you guys hear it? Wow, that's really good fan art. Thank you. Oh, you can? Very faint thumping, only when the game audio's off? Well, back to it then, I guess. Let's pretend it's in the game and Stanley's got some very noisy neighbors. Gosh, that is just awful. Yeah, it's just thumping though, like, that's the kind of music they play, and they play it like random nights, random time. It's 10:30 at night right now on a Tuesday, and they're playing that shit. Chip's trying to sleep because he had a really bad headache. Like, we don't like these new people. Initially, I liked them because, like, when they first moved in, they had, I guess, like, some sort of moving in party, and they were playing music at, like, from, like, I don't know, 4 p.m. until, like, 8:30, and it stopped at 8:30, and it was like some fucking banging Bollywood music too. It was like super cool sounding, and I was just like, well, cool that they stopped playing it at a super reasonable time of night. And that was the last time I felt positive about that music, because now it's just all the time, random times, random music. Beep boop. Boop beep. Beep boop beep. Beep boop boop. Uns neighbors. Yep.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back.
Oh, yes.
Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
I wish there was an ending where he's overtly flirting with you, because that would be super funny. Because he's got a sexy voice, yo. Wouldn't that be great? There was an end where he was like, Stanley, you look ravishing.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Ah!
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Black olives good on pizza. Meat and fuck Parable. Is there Stanley Parable fanfiction, and is it all narrator X reader? It must be, right?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to
This meeting room, the employee lounge, I gotta see it again.
Stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Oh, there it is again.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room? I mean, truly, deeply, madly love.
Going to this room as much as possible is great.
Really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating, but eager to get back to business. Stanley took the first open door on his left.
There were some doors that didn't go through the red door. I think I never went through the red door. Let's go through the red door.
Directions. It's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong.
40% of the Stanley Parable fics are narrator Stanley, but Stanley has no choice. Oh, is it all dubcon? Oh.
But the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Oh, there's fans down there.
Stanley. Someone you forgot. What? Really?
What?
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you
What?
that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look,
Well, they've played this song before.
let me prove that I'm on your side.
I recognize this song they're playing.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Sure. I'll do it this time, just for you.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy?
Oh my god, it's so loud.
The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped.
I love this witness circle.
Solution. Here, let me show you.
Love it. I love non-Euclidean spaces in games. It's really funny. It needs to be used more in video games like PT.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. right here, right in this moment, with this place, Stanley, I think happy. I actually feel happy.
Wow. If there isn't a Stanley Parable VR thing, there needs to be yesterday. Like, freaking now. Freaking right now there needs to be. Ooh. Oh. How weird do these textures end up getting? Ooh. Squares made of circles.
No, wait. Where are you going? Right. There we.
Oh, right, this.
Oh no! Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Let's go back and look at the lights again.
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
Can I jump off the edge in here? I feel like I can. Oh, no, I can't. There's an invisible wall here, actually. Surprising. Oh, it turns red, too. Yeah.
No! What did we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here. You heard me before, didn't you? You will die. What about this isn't getting through to you?
Oh, this part's so dumb.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Talk me down. Got any comments, mister?
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
What's funny is that when you fall, you don't die, I think.
No! Thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
You just freaking live. So stupid.
There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Is there an ending for not moving? Yeah, this is I'll put a little warning at the video. I could see that being upsetting for people. I just remember being funny because you don't die after all the hype. After all the hype. Well, we have to do it to get out of here, though, so.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
This guy's such a good actor.
No. What are you doing? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Yeah, you have to do it more than once. Anything else? Yeah, I do like the scary rumble in this room. It's really cool. Whoop.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You're literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Maybe you're just getting a kick out.
They make you do it like so many times.
I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Sorry.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it?
Yeah, the thud noise is very like falling in Half-Life, like crunchy, ankle crunchy noise. And just the fact that you have to do it over and over again is very like morbid humor, Jonan Vasquez like humor. Oh goodness. Yeah, I can see why that would be upsetting for people, though. I understand. Where's the adventure line? How do I get the adventure line? I want to at least see the adventure line.
What could it mean?
I miss you, adventure line.
Decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Gotta look for the input computer. Oh, I don't think it's here. Input. Yeah, I didn't think how disturbing that could be years ago.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
How do I get the adventure line? Does anybody know the right path to the adventure line? Is it soon? Because I think I remember like the papers coming before the adventure line. For confusing, you go right. Someone says left though. Randy said left faster. I'll just mess up something later. Maybe the broom closet's here.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Oh, we live here now.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
You're gonna miss the best ending, Knife Pro, but thanks for watching.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Sweet FA. Oh no.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
To see what happens, narrator.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
Oh, God.
I never would have thought to mention it.
I love this like HVAC noise in this closet.
To you, this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
My favorite.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is.
Oh.
Drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Whoa! Whoa! Narrator!
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Oh, I agree, Malgos. This is like if Douglas Adams made a game. That's spot on. You're so right. Well, he did make some. We don't talk about those games. They're not great, right? Those adventure games. Ah, isn't there more? They're obtuse. Yeah, they're rude because, like, if you don't do something in the first, like, 5 minutes of a Douglas Adams game, it's, like, really important at the end. Like, you don't pick up, like, a hairpin on the ground. Or bring shaving cream with you in your pocket from the very beginning from your bathroom that you don't have to open the cabinet door to look in to get. You're gonna need that later. And you can't beat the game without it. Yeah, there's like a bajillion dead ends. I wasn't able to get, like, anywhere in that game. It didn't help that at the time I hadn't read Hitchhiker's Guide. But it's not like it one-to-one follows it. I guess we're done. The broom closet. Good old broom closet.
Second player, it's good to have you on board.
Oh, right.
I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Oh, so good. Oh, Inkopolis transwrites things every. Oh, is it Pride Month or is that June? I thought June was Pride Month. Okay. Oh, I didn't get to go down.
Staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Let's go down. Wish there was a secret hidey hole under the stairs that I could fall into or something.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work.
I love that there's no way for this car to get in here.
For that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
So good.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
Time to start jacking off on everything.
And began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield. And he too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself. Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that?
The magical
this
stars.
Voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Ah.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Ding. Oh, man. Where is the adventure line? Just can't... Want that adventure line. Where is it?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him.
Can't stop playing this game. It's too good.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way.
Right,
to
left,
the
left.
room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to
I
admire
miss
it.
my old love, the employee lounge.
The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic. Like a combination of a much smaller version and a much larger version of this exact room. It all made Stanley uncomfortable. He started to bleed a little. This made him smile.
Oh my god.
Last proof that he was human.
So weird. I think I did play 100-foot robot golf once
Really worth it being here in the room.
on stream. Pretty sure I did.
Uttered but eager to get back to
Okay,
business,
left.
Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he
All
detoured from the
right.
maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Adventureline, I need you, or else I can't call it a stream. I love you, Adventureline.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
It's the only choice I can make.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute? Now, let's see, we went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now.
Clap
The
up.
story is absolutely, definitely this way.
I love that he's got papers. He's not just a disembodied voice, he's some sort of person because he's got papers. He can do little claps and things. And what are you, narrator? Conceptually. Oh goodness, the music is so loud.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Close your eyes. Okay.
I think I did get here this way the first time I played this.
It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm? Okay, from the top. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Where's the other input computer? It disappeared. So... Alright.
Wait. What? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that...
Stanley.
Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Story. Story. Hello? Story? Hello? Are you Story?
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
God, this game is so fucking good.
Because we're gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Like sometimes there's an input computer there. Oh, well, great.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Good idea. Good idea. Let's work together to find the story. I keep missing a desk directly behind me when I leave the room. Oh,
I knew we'd
the
miss
input
something.
computer.
The story. Here it comes.
Gotta close this random pop-up that just tried to update me. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Oh, right.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story?
Oh.
I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Yay!
Congratulations!
Yay!
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
We did it, everybody.
No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
Oh, I would love to hear the narrator read the "you cheated not only the game but yourself" thing.
This time, I have to
I
restart.
bet he'd do it if you asked him. Does he have a Twitter? Someone asked the Stanley Parable guy to read that. Yes! Yes, we're here! We're here. It's time.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Where's this desk keep talking about? Oh, whatever. Gotta follow the line.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
Oh, you're getting a little weird, Hummy here.
Moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to
Yes.
lighten the mood.
It's so banjo.
Cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Looks pretty good. Okay.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Line TM. Oh, what the?
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... No, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Oh my god. I love you, Adventure Line.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? We make up our own story. Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Daring.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
There it goes.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms.
An awesome new story.
We should be fine.
It had a TM too. Trademark. It. Never noticed that before. God. I love this game. Oh, it's gone. Thank goodness. Whew, that was a close one. I like that the line has a force to it.
We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door.
Thanks for rating, Ragni.
So from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Oh, I love this ending.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? Really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, you consulted me.
Wall.
I get to decide. Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle?
Like how both doors lead here.
Schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way, this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Well, we tried. Oh, I need to stop playing. It's late, and I need to take a shower before bed, and I need to see if Chip Cheese was sleeping, and if he wanted that to be a nap, because if he did, it's a little bit messed up to wake him up, because it's like 11:30 almost. That buzzer. But thanks for watching. Sorry the stream started late. Life is crazy right now. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. If you want to give me money on Patreon, that means you can vote for what I stream. It was neat to come back to the Stanley Parable and revisit this insane, wonderful, brilliant, strange, funny game. Oh my god. I love it. I can't wait for it to... It's getting a re-release and it's going to have more endings. And I'm excited about that. And I really want something VR for Stanley Parable. That would be the best, the funniest thing. It would rule. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully soon I'll be starting my Silent Hill 3 Let's Play. I had a kerfuffle with the audio and it got deleted. So I'm gonna have to redo some commentary for that, which is just great. Just great. So we'll see if I'm able to make my little self-imposed deadline of posting it on Monday. But I don't know at this rate, because that is kind of up to my co-commentator's availability. Whoopsie freaking doopsie. Man, thanks for watching, guys. See you on Thursday for something else, or maybe more Stanley Parable. I don't know. It got a lot of votes. There's still a lot of endings left that we haven't done. So yeah, see you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Stanley stood for a long time in one spot. It's part of a game. He likes to see how long he can go without dying. So far, he's doing excellent. And if he just stays right where he is, I'm sure he'll keep up that good momentum. Let's observe the genius at work.
Okay, now goodbye.